Yo, what is good, bros? Had a W day today. Obviously this is a trade recap, so we're gonna go over that. Um, I wanted to start with my face in the camera, and kind of zoom out from there because I don't know, maybe it'll get more people to click on my video. So I'm just trying stuff, bro. Um, got a new haircut. Tough, 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 tough. Anyways, let me shrink my face because I know that you guys are getting just blinded by my beauty. Okay, so I took two trades today. Both were pretty valid, in my opinion. Let's just go straight into market repo mode. So, pretty well the conditions that I had. I really don't want to zoom out to the higher time frames. Well, shoot, I freaking will. Why not? So, obviously, we dumped like 350 points overnight, right? So, with clear draws lower, like you have this super clear draw lower. This and two, these are all stacked. This is all stacked liquidity. So, yeah, all this is pretty obvious, but we are, after all, we just inverse this 1 hour. Let's look at the 4 hour. Yeah, no 4 hour gaps other than just the fact that we're trending down. But, we do have this 1 hour gap right here that we could react off of just seeing initially here. And then, yeah, obviously this 200 point wide new week opening gap. So that was my condition for the day. I kind of missed a setup off open because I'm still not perfect with mid candle entries. But anyways, let me hide this right here. Beautiful. Okay. So yeah. Okay. All right. All right. It's all working right. Sorry, I was having a moment. All right. Anyways, let's zoom in here. So I ended up making like 600 or like 500 across, 600 across like 5 accounts. So yeah. Anyways, we end up absolutely ripping off open. Right. So what am I thinking now? Well, we have London highs directly above us. So what can we try to target? Try to target London highs. Well, we have this 1 minute gap right here that we kind of wick out of. And then we just immediately deliver. So like this trade, let me just see what the RR will be. A 0.07 RR trade. Like genuinely, please tell me if this is chopped. Like holy crap, bro, just blow my head off at this point. We end up smacking that. So here we actually form an SMT with London lows, or with London highs, sorry, which with us literally pumping 120 points off market open with this clear new week opening gap above, I was genuinely pretty bullish right now. So there's been, see, we haven't swept it yet. There's been multiple occasions where one pair will just be lagging a little bit, which is obviously what a SMT is, but like, I mean, instead of it actually holding, like, an SMT actually has to be confirmed. Like, we have to like clearly start trending downwards. So this SMT obviously was not confirmed yet, but it was inside of this bearish 1 hour gap and we rejected off the 50% here. So shorts here were reasonable, I guess, but me personally, I was pretty bullish. So if you actually go into the 5 minute, then we open up a 5 minute gap right here. So now that we have this 5 minute gap, what can we do? We're, looking for a reaction out of it. And boom, we immediately get this up close candle and we get a confirmation candle. Yes, we do. So I've seen this setup play multiple times. Stop at the body. Put the stop at the body, honestly, and then just stretch it out to a 1-to-1. So this right here was my setup. So I've seen this happen multiple times where we'll pump off open, shallow retrace. This is most of the time a fake leg. So see how we already had a retracement and then an instant displacement back up? Here, we usually retrace, have a little fake, and then, come down here, actually fill the 50%, of this whole move, actually feel equilibrium, and then we'll get our move higher. And um trade was looking good. So I did not have a break even point, but you see, look at this 939 high right here. It gets swept on ES. And then look at this 939 high on NQ. Well, hold on, sorry. We just have a massive SMT right here. So look, this right here was my TP on NQ. We have an SMT. And this right here is the same exact high. So see, we've swept my TP on ES, but we have not swept it on NQ. So we had a bearish SMT at my TP. Now you might be like, well, you just explained how bearish SMTs were, not valid right here. Well, free Q, number one, and whenever you're in a trade, you want to take any kind of reason to go break even, you want to take it, bro. So I go break even here. The trade ends up hitting TP, but absolutely horrible delivery. Like genuinely, what is this, bro? So what do we end up doing? I end up, taking a chill pill for a little while. Obviously we're just railing this 1 hour gap. So it's not really that relevant anymore. So, price is just kind of chopping like absolutely horribly. Now I do end up taking a setup today, and I'll explain that to you guys. So yeah, look at what we do here. We clearly break through this high. So now we're actually forming clear. So like, look, there's no structure here, but now we're clearly forming structure with Asia higher and the Newwick opening gap higher. Does that mean that we're going to target it? It depends. So I actually don't end up, oh shoot. Oh my God. I just accidentally freaking undo. Oh, thank God. Did not mean to delete that, bro. I just meant to hide it. So anyways, we're forming clear structure here. And what do we end up doing? We actually end up creating this 15-minute gap, which are usually, have some good juice behind them. Go back down to the 1 minute. And, so in a leg like this size, I typically want to see the 50% getting filled here. So what do? We fill the 50%. We're getting a reaction out of it. So a 15-minute gap, like a 5-minute gap, if it gets ran through like this, then typically you don't want to, mess with it. But on the 15-minute, it can retrace a little bit deeper and it still be valid. So yeah, we actually end up forming. Oh, this is actually my entry was pretty good here. I can't even lie. So we end up forming these equal lows right here. So I did not want to enter off of any kind of this displacement right here because we just formed equal lows. And what's really good draw? Equal lows. So I wanted to wait for these to at least get swept before we, move higher. So now we actually sweep these equal lows and we're getting some confirmation higher. And we get this absolute massive candle, but I entered about mid candle because these two candles were enough for me. I just wanted to inverse this 1 minute. That way, since this was such a deep retrace, I really wanted a little bit more confirmation here, but not enough confirmation where you literally have to freaking like enter all the way up here with a 50-point stop. So I entered about mid candle. Once I knew that there was no chance that this was not getting inversed. I entered about mid candle here and full TP was right here. And as you guys can see, we ended up smashing. Now let me pull back up my session highs and lows. You may be asking me, well, why didn't you target Asia highs? Well, I'm already targeting well over a 1 to 2. Why would I get greedy and target a 1 to 3 whenever this is already a pretty dang deep retrace, bro? This is a 105-point retrace at 1055. Like we can't expect to genuinely, even going for this high would be a stretch. Like if there was like some clear liquidity lower, I would have easily targeted that. Like if there was like a little like swing high right here or something, I would have all day targeted that, bro. But This was the only target, and obviously we hit it. So yeah, I risked pretty light on this considering it was the end of the day, and I entered mid candle. So still building up some confidence with those mid candle entries. But yeah, pretty good trade recap, and I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day, night, whatever it is, and good luck in the markets tomorrow.